listening to the podcast To Be Single or Not to Be by Shanna Montana, a podcast where we talk about the single life, dating, and relationships so you can make a decision at the end of each episode and decide to be single or not to be. That is the final question.
So today's topic is money talks, finance in relationships. Because you know where the money reside, on this podcast, where the money resides. So I wanted to just really have an open and candid conversation about finances because I think it's something that I would just go to say in the Black community, we don't talk about enough and we don't talk about it early and often. Sometimes we don't talk about it at all because for numerous reasons, people just have this fear of conversations around money, even when they have money. So it's really crazy that we shy away from it that way. But I think that as we are a podcast that is growing and we want to be sure that everybody has the tools that they need to be successful in relationships, this is one of them. This is something you got to put in the toolkit to be able to have real conversations with your partner or your potential partner or your husband or your wife, because there's people that may be married that still have not had the money talk. Because I'll just say this, I was in this group, it's some finance Facebook group. And so this girl was like, this woman was like, it's something along the lines of like, when should I ask my husband to see his like credit report? Mm-hmm. And it was people on there who, some people were like, I've never seen my husband's credit report. They were like, I never had a reason to. Mm-hmm. You know, people gave their reasons. One person was like, she was like, I know my husband's credit score because when we got ready to buy a house, we had to do that kind of stuff. Right. Some people were like, you know, the first 3 months, I'm like, nigga, what a credit report, you know, so
she said, what a credit report,
whatever reside. So, you know, it was like different answers, and like for everybody's situation, because they broke it down, it all made sense, you know, and it made me think like, well, I ain't been in a real relationship that was worth even talking about no damn money. But I thought about when that time comes, like the conversation of that I would want to have that conversation, because at this day and age, we got to be aware, like, dude, you got a nickel and a quarter that can rub together. And if we, when to throw it out of. And then if we want to get a home or a car or whatever, you know, like, what is your credit looking like? So, you know, that's just something that stood out. I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this more, since this is a podcast that, you know, the Black community listens to amongst others. I figure why not start here? So today I wanted to bring on some special guests who I know some of you have heard from before, but we have a first time guest in the building. Say what's up, Mia.
Hey, I'll be my podcast cherry.
I love it. So Mia says she is a gentle Gemini. Yes, she is. A business professional, wife, bonus mom, friend, and a listening ear for many. When she's not working, she travels. And yes, she does. How many times have you been to Disney, Mia?
Oh my God, I can't even count. I went twice in COVID, so that shows you my
dedication. Dedicated. Man, we all find a partner as committed to us.
Right. To Disney. We just put on a mask and we made it happen, and it was great.
I love it. I love to see it. And we have up next Miss Controversial Cass. She is back in the building.
Hey, y'all.
So Dr. Cass is a licensed marriage and family therapist, millennial change agent, and self-proclaimed pot stirrer. I love it. She doesn't shy away from difficult conversations and doesn't mind being a bit controversial when necessary. She believes anything that matters produces controversy. And when it comes to the things that matter, she wants all the smoke. I'm here for it. So you have a blog. Tell us about it.
The blog is called Controversial Cast. It's controversialcast.com if you want to check it out. I was in school for the past 2.5 years, so we took a little break. Mm-hmm. But Controversy is back. And so I posted my first Free Game Friday post yesterday, March 5th. This might not be, I don't know when y'all gonna listen to this, but it's not March, it's February 6th. I'm getting my days off mixed up. But it is basically me sharing what I believe to be true, statements or strong opinions held by many people that people are not brave enough to share in whatever spaces that they're in. I've gotten to the point where the people who matter to me, I matter what they think of me matters, but like other people, I don't care. So I'm gonna say what I got to say. And in the words of the psalmist, the great philosopher, Nene Leakes, I said what I said. So that's me in a nutshell. But check out the blog. And you can hear how I feel about football and what I think about some of these players, but you got to read the blog to find that out.
Oh, I love it. Make sure you go to the blog. Yes. And last but not least, we have a young lady that was on last week, but she's back this week. So you may remember her, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. So we have Miss Shemika Denise coming back joining us. And she is a dope single mom who serves daily as the assistant principal of operations at a local charter school. And she is a published author. Again, give her 2 snaps for that. Shemika is passionate about changing how we love one relationship at a time. She is excited about leaning more into her passion this year. And she has a podcast that's going to come out in 2021. So since I put it in the universe, you got to do it now.
Yes.
So that said, we have 3 awesome ladies and we're about to get right to it. So y'all know money makes the world go round. I don't care what the people say.
Yes.
So I want to start by gauging the crowd and asking you guys, what role does money play in your life as far as like level of importance, like unattached from a person, just like for you? So I would say, I'm going to let y'all go first because my listeners probably be judging me. So, so whoever, not all at once, whoever, what role does money play?
I say not in a superficial sense, but it's important to me.
Yeah.
Because money supplies the lifestyle that I want.
Right.
I love food.
Yeah.
I like new restaurants. I'm the one that I want the appetizer, the entree. I need dessert. Let me try 2-3 cocktails. And you need money to do that. You just do. I like to travel. You need money to do that. And when I go, I don't want to stay in some shit. So it's like, I need money to do that. So it's like to fulfill the lifestyle and things that make me happy, I do need money to do it.
Absolutely.
I agree wholeheartedly. I don't think money brings you happiness, but it definitely makes you happy to be able to do the things you want to do. And from my perspective, it's like, it makes me happy to be able to provide for my child. It makes me happy to be able to, make sure she has a roof on her head and she can participate in all the wonderful activities that she participates in.
Yeah, I'm sure the 50,000
that are expensive for no fucking reason. But that brings me joy. So in that sense, money does bring you happiness.
Yeah.
And so I share the sentiment of my fellow guests. What I will say is we live in a capitalist society. So our country and many parts of the world are driven by capitalism, which means you need money. Yeah. Now, I am not a fan of capitalism because I think it creates opportunities for already disadvantaged people to become even more disadvantaged. That's another conversation for another time. So we need money. Even if we don't have the most positive relationship with what having money means, it's necessary. Right? Like to even get here, to be guests on this fabulous podcast, we need gas. There's about $3 a gallon right now. You know what I'm saying? like I know people say they look at wealthy people who have, completed suicide, and they'll say, see, money doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't make you happy. It won't alleviate all your problems. But I guarantee you, $10,000 for a person who's poor is life-changing. It brings about an opportunity for you to have less mental anguish associated with being at or below the poverty line. Yeah. So those people, it could make you happy. Right. You'd be less worried about where your meal is coming from. Who's gonna look out for your kids or whatever else. So money is necessary, and I feel less anxious when I know that I have enough money to meet the needs that I have and maybe even help out some of my people. You know what I mean? So
less anxious. That's it. Because I always had this conversation with people. I don't understand people who live, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yeah. People I like knowing that I have a check coming on the 1st and the 15th or whatever you're getting paid, because I will have anxiety if that's not there. Like, I know people who don't consistently keep a job. I'm like, how do you sleep at night? Like, not knowing what's going on. Like, that really, I have to know that that's coming. And it just bewilders me. Like, even growing up. So I was raised by my grandparents and we pretty much lived in the same house our whole life. But I had friends that was always talking about like, they was moving. And even as like in elementary school, I guess I didn't know it was anxiety back then, but I had anxiety for them. I was be like, y'all moving again? Like, it was like mind blowing to me. Like, in my mind, like I never verbalized this, but like crazy, I guess kid thoughts as a Virgo, like why they move so much? Like, but I'm not knowing that. But now in hindsight, being older, looking back, it was because of their financial situation. They had to move, maybe got evicted, whatever the case was. So it was like, even early on with money, I'm like, I want to do whatever I can in life to make sure that I'm the most stable as possible. That, like I said, I don't feel like for me, I know money isn't directly attached to happiness in the sense of like, anytime I'm going through something traumatic, like all my bills could have been paid, my bank account could have been sitting nice, but I was still sad in the motherfucker about whatever was going on. And it was like nothing that money could have done in that moment other than allow me to go buy some food, you know, in that moment, or something that's kind of self-soothe. But overall, it still didn't take those feelings away. So in that sense, you know, I definitely see, you know, when people say stuff like, you know, when, you know, celebrities or something, you know, kill themselves, like, oh, the money didn't make them happy. I definitely see how you could be like Michael Jackson, you know, the greatest entertainer in the world, yet you taking a drug to help you sleep. Like Tom Joyner used to say, he should have just turned on some baseball. That would have helped his ass sleep. You know, so, but I definitely agree with that. But yeah, that's just my perception of money. Like what Ariana Grande said that, whoever said money, what she say? Money doesn't solve your problems. Must not have had enough money to solve them. Okay, Ariana, trying to get your coin.
The psalmist said a word for the people of God.
I'm with you. I would let's say money can't buy happiness, but I wouldn't mind trying.
Let me give it a test run.
Why are you speaking for me? Let me try for myself. Why don't you give me the money?
Let me try it.
And let me see.
Let me work it out.
I'm trying to see something.
Being able to pay this mortgage completely off.
But he's through loans.
Being able to see my mama's face when I can get her a little something. I guarantee you that'll make me happy.
Exactly.
What you do with your money won't make me happy, but I guarantee you what I do with it will.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And that's what it's all about. Okay, so so now I want to ask this question. Okay. Once you bring a partner into the situation, or a potential partner, because you got a date before you get to engagement and married and stuff, how do y'all think that changes things when it comes to your money?
You got to have the right partner who is on the same page as you when it comes to money.
Talk to me.
Wow.
That's one thing. Like my partner, we've been together, as Cardi says, forever. Like, we've only been married 2 years, but we've been together forever. But that's the one thing that, although we are complete opposites in a lot of things, money is one thing.
Money talk. We
have the same habits. We're like, okay, you don't want garbage, neither do I. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to be broke, neither do I. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to be frugal about this specific thing and not about this. Great. Like we're gonna have a conversation, and we might disagree a little bit, but at least for 9 out of 10, we're on one accord.
Talk the same money language.
And everybody that I've dated hasn't always been that way. Ooh. So it's like you got to find the right person. All right, we have to be on the same road. We can't be on two different plans.
Absolutely, like Mufasa. When I think about some of the niggas I done dated, the struggles. What would y'all say? How does it change when you get like a partner and it comes to money? But I definitely agree with Mia that you got to be in the same lane. So, at the same time, going the same speed.
So I say this as a single woman who has been single for a long periodic time, and I'm not complaining because I enjoy my single life and I enjoy the life that God has allowed me to build for myself. Right. So I think about it sometimes, right? Because I don't have to clear what I'm doing with my money with nobody but my bank account and the good Lord.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different when I get married and we, in some capacity, combine our finances. Because I'll tell you about me straight up. I got a set amount that go into my savings.
Yeah.
I pay my bills.
Yeah.
And I get paid once a month. So I pay them all at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I fuck up a check because I know I'm going to get it right back. So if I had 6 orders from Amazon this week, that's my business.
Yeah, this is mine. You in my business? I don't like that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But like I'm responsible, but I'm also like I'm gonna take care of me. I don't believe in just waiting until you have enough money to do those things. I'm gonna enjoy my money now because I may live to be 96, the great Cicely Tyson.
Yeah.
Or I may not make it past 40. Who knows? But I'm gonna enjoy this life while I got it. So I do think about what it's going to be like to bring another person into it. I am a Black feminist. I'm an intersectional feminist. So you can't control me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I need somebody who understands that, like, let us have a game plan. Because I'm also an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn. So I want a game plan of what we're going to do with our money.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do with our money doesn't mean you telling me that I can't buy the things that as a single grown woman, I've been doing for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
So I got to change my whole spending cycle.
Yeah.
Because you just want to look at the money build and build and build. And you don't ever want to do anything.
Don't want to spend it or do anything. Yeah.
No. So I think people have to be mindful of what that person's experiences with money were like before you showed up.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. What the experiences were. You have to tap into it because people don't. They just show up and all of a sudden like, oh, you shop too much. Let's cut that out.
Right.
Wait, what? We got to talk about this. We got to talk about where my money habits form. Where did I get this from? Why am I moving like this?
Exactly.
And I figured mine out.
Yeah.
Right? So like my parents are the two hardest working people in the world. You can't tell me anything different.
Yeah.
Like they're like, who works harder, your mama or your daddy? Depending on what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
Mama don't work weekends, so probably on Saturday is my daddy. You know. But my dad was a person who I buy quality. If I'm going to buy something, I'm going to pay well for it because I want it to last.
Right.
My mother had 4 kids.
Yeah.
She's single mom. I gotta turn $1 into 5 and make it last for 4.5
years.
Yeah. So she was a saver and she knew how to make things work.
Yeah.
My daddy was a spender. He was like, if I want it, I see it, I like it,
I
want it, I got it. So I have
a combination.
I have both of those, right? So I know how to stretch some things. I know how to make some things work, but I also I like that.
Let me go get it.
I can afford that.
That's my problem. You know, I think I got a problem with that because some days I am a frugal person to some extent, and some days I'd be like, "You just spent $900."
I love that. That's the complete opposite of my parents. My mom is the let's spend it. My dad's like, "Wait a minute."
Let's switch it up. So yeah, I think I'm just go into that right now because this is where I got the idea from what you were saying about your money habits because I had never even thought about it. So I was listening to a podcast the other day and I can't even think of the name of it. And they stated that one reason people struggle with money in relationships and begin compromising too early when it comes to money is because they never discuss what their partner's thoughts, habits, or ideas formed when it came to money. So like, where did they get the habits from? Where did they get the thoughts and ideals? What was childhood like with money? And it can result in like a lack of empathy and a lack of understanding when it comes to how they move, because they gave the example of like, say if you have a partner that wants to go and they want to spend like $6 on this Gouda cheese and you want like the American that's like $2. You have to understand like that $6 that they are spending, it may be something that's a luxury to them because maybe as a child they didn't have it, or that may just be like when if you all have a luxury that you can spend things on, that cheese may be their luxury and you can't complain about it because you think that the $2 cheese is better. So you have to understand like this is how my partner operates. She does not always operate in this capacity, but that's her cheese, that's her thing. Exactly. Let her do it. So the cheese, correlates to being other things, but I think you have to understand why your partner moves that way. So have you all ever, because I have never done it, thought about it before now. Have you all ever had those conversations with a partner to say like, as a child, like what was money like? Did you get an allowance? Did you this? Like, have y'all do that? Did you do that? Like, did you admit your, I'm not gonna say his name.
It's fine. You already said he was like, you gonna get on there and tell everything. But yeah, so it's like, it was never it was never a scripted of, hey, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about money today. Okay. A lot of times those conversations did just come up in our courses of years of being together, but they came up just like that of just, hey, what was childhood like for you? Yeah. And a lot of it would be because we would notice things about each other. Yeah. And I'd be like, dude, like, that's so weird. You know, because like, I always joke with him and I'm like, that's not my life. I can't relate to that. Like, that's not how I was brought up.
I wasn't raised like that.
And so then that would trickle into additional conversations, like his parents, like, his dad and his brothers, they all like own houses and flip houses. That's something that they're great at. That's just what they do. And he's trying to get into that, so that's not my life. I don't know anything about that. Yeah. Whereas my dad but my dad lost both of his parents at 16 and 21. So he was always known, like, I didn't have a mom and a dad where I can go say, hey, I need to borrow some money or whatever. He was forced early in life to know how to save, how to use that check, how to take all that money and, do something with it. So, two different upbringings, similar, but different. Yeah. So that kind of formed some of our conversations of money, just, full transparency. Right after we got married, my financial planner, which has now become our financial planner, that was one of the things he was like, have you guys combined your bank accounts? And I'm like, no, for what? And he was like, I just feel like, as a married couple, you guys need to know where those monies are going. And I'm like, no, like it's, because that's how Mitch's parents are, my parents are, like, they had joint accounts, but they also had their
separate
own
accounts.
And that works for us. I'm like, everything works for people differently. Like some people not knocking it. Some people want to have, hey, all of our money's going to, one account and we pull out of. That's great if that works for you. Right. But again, that's not our life. Like we've got some accounts together, but it's all right. My paycheck goes here, yours goes there. I know that he ain't gonna leave me hanging. If I fucked up the check, I'm like, hey, we're gonna need some groceries. I need you to help on that. Or vice versa. We know like it is our money essentially, so we're gonna help. but a lot of it just comes from just casual conversations of habits that you see from each other. And then that's a way that you can kind of insert it in there. Like, so tell me more about this.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It doesn't have to be so black and white, so stringent up front. When you see certain things, you're able to say, okay, let's talk about why you didn't want to spend that $7 on that cheese.
Right. Like, what was the big deal?
What was that about?
Like, speaking of Gouda, Gouda is my dad's favorite cheese. So I love Gouda, and he's like, what's wrong with extra sharp cheddar?
No.
Gouda works better here. So it's like, we're going to spend the extra.
We're going to spend it over here. Let's be clear. So I think, what would you say, Mika? You've had experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I listening to both of them talk, I've had the experience, the marital experience, and now I have the single woman experience, right? And I went into the marital experience. My upbringing was a single mom. Single mom, she struggled. Well, initially she was a dope girl. So I got everything I want. But then when she realized, like, I got a kid, I got to get out the game. She had to work a real job, and provide for me. So I came up, like, I had everything I wanted, but she definitely sacrificed a lot for me. And I saw her working hard. So when I went into my marriage, it was, his parents were married, and he said, like, they had joint accounts, we should get them. And me personally was like, no, I don't think we should. But because I did not have or see successful marriages in my family, I just went off the strength of what he said. Hindsight 2020, I would never do that shit again. Like Mia said, you need to have your own account, they need to have theirs. But as a single woman, like, I personally, completely transparent, I'm struggling right now, right? Because I was the saver in the relationship. He was the spender. So I was so structured with budgeting and things of that nature. And then that fell apart. So then I had to come into the single woman life where I'm trying to figure shit out. Because I'm
on my own.
Oh my God. So I'm trying to figure shit out, you know? So I'm, working, hustling. And now I'm at a point where, like, okay, when I have money, I'm fucking up checks. I really don't need to be fucking up checks. I need to have saving this check. I need a portion. I like to travel. I like to go.
Y'all can't see my face, but I'm like, oh, we're not supposed to do that.
So it's like, I honestly, like, need to get back grounded in that. So if I were to have, that's how I know I'm not ready for a relationship, right? Because I know what I want to bring to the table when I'm in my next relationship. If it leads to marriage, if it doesn't, I know what I want to be.
Right.
And I'm just not there right now. Like, I'm just in this life where I'm, like, really enjoying.
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm enjoying this because I've never been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying where I am, but I know it's not where I need to be.
Right.
So I know a partner probably wouldn't be happy with my spending habits.
Right now.
Right now, because my Amazon boxes show up every day.
Every day.
Let me say something. The most consistent person in my life
is Amazon.
It's the Amazon delivery man.
Talk to me.
His name Greg. I'm like, hey. So what you get today? I don't even know.
Look, I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I tell Mitch, I'm like, don't even look at the Ring app anymore. Like, you know who it is.
We know who it is.
I'm gonna go get it. So what would y'all say, like, you all have really touched on a point, because being a single woman and being able to navigate things yourself, what do y'all feel like the biggest struggle would be with bringing somebody in? Because let me tell you, I look at things like on even a smaller scale. When I go from being single to like dating somebody, like some days you buy dinner or they buy lunch. Like, so one, your food budget already is going up because, now you paying for two people. Then you're, I would say, but courting most times, like, we going out, the guys paying for things, but occasionally you might be like, all right, I guess it's your birthday. I pay for dinner this time. I got to check this time. But I really, like, as a single person, what do you all think would be your greatest challenge to financially bring somebody into your life right now?
Somebody who doesn't understand me, because we talk about like, what was your experience with money like, but not even just your experience with money, your experience in relationships. And I tell people all the time, we're all being very honest. Pause. I appreciate how honest y'all are being. Like, I appreciate you being like, my money all right. It ain't funny, but I'm giggling a little bit. And I also appreciate you saying, I noticed something about my husband, and instead of condemning, be like, hey, can you tell me why you do that? Just I'm curious. I tell me, like, I say it jokingly, but also seriously, I got trust issues, right? So me to just take all of my money and just combine it with yours is not something I think I will ever do. And it scares the hell out of me.
Don't do it.
It scares the hell out of me. I don't want to do it. But I don't know. I don't even know if I want to combine like anything. Like, I would be like, let's look at how much we make, right? You make, let's say you make 600,000, I make 400,000. So we do 60-40 on our bills. That's how I feel. We split the household chores 50-50. or we pay somebody a living wage to come in and clean and cook and do whatever other things.
I have a great one because I ain't doing it.
I
just don't have time.
But like for finances, 60% of our finances come from your income, 40% of them come from my income. We have an account, we put X, Y, Z amount of money in there, and then whatever else we got, we do on our own.
Yeah.
We do have our savings or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would need somebody to understand why I am like that and why I have trust issues just kind of across the board. Me and my therapist working that out. But like, you can't just tell me this is what we're doing and then just expect me to do it. Because I'm a Capricorn. Everything need to make sense.
Yeah.
And it need to make sense consistently. So I might ask you this question 4 times.
Yeah, I gotta make it make sense to me.
So
make it plain.
Make it make sense and make it consistent.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing for me is like I just would need a guy who would understand, like, it's not that I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I'm unsure about this.
Yeah.
And so I need you to understand that we need to get me to a place of certainty before we can make these steps.
Right. And it sounds like you're going to need somebody that's super secure in who they are.
Ooh, yes,
somebody that is willing to be open and willing to communicate very early and often about things and not have an attitude about it, because we talked about it last month. Why we got to talk about it this month? I want to talk about it every other week if this is what I feel is necessary.
Did we only get paid last month?
Right. Got paid every month. And I even had that conversation with somebody because things, you have your set bills and then you have other things like somebody may have a graduation coming up. Somebody got something else going on. Each month things are coming up that you have to pay for. Then we have a trip. So you have to be able to talk about those things all the time. So I definitely agree. And I relate to that. Yeah, you need that. And you need somebody that's able to know that even and I would be okay with it too, if I have to ask or question, however you want to put it, question you about some things with your money and you question me, that we okay with talking about what happened this month? Why are we in the red 400?
Right.
Because I just had to have them shoes, So.
They was calling my name.
And then it would be, to me, then that's the conversation of, why you ain't asked me to give you 2? So that we could avoid this $35 NSF fee.
Yes.
Like, you want them, cool, we got it.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. People have to understand that where I splurge and where you splurge is going to look different.
It is. Yeah, absolutely going to look different.
Sure. Hobbies, habits, guilty pleasures.
All of that's going to look different. Absolutely. So what would you say, Shemika, right now be your biggest struggle? I know you said right now trying to save is one. Would you say anything else may be an opportunity that a person you may struggle with when bringing somebody else in the picture financially?
I think just like not bringing my past in it, right?
Okay.
Because I know what I experienced, right? And I know where I don't want to be again from, again, my upbringing and from that situation. So it's kind of like the trust thing. Like I want my own account. I will have my own account. You don't need to know what's in my account. I don't need to know what's in yours. As long as we handle our business and take care of our business, like I'm not concerned about it. But I think that's going to be a thing for me if I end up with someone who is just like all in, like I want to know, I need to be a part. No, you don't. Like you really, you don't. As long as I'm taking care of my business and you're taken care of and we're good, then we're good. I'm just not interested in having that conversation.
Like trying to dip, you need to know my password to my bank account. So
you don't need all that.
And you can have healthy relationships without it. I mean, like we'll joke, like we'll be on Regions apps and I'll look over, like what you looking at my app for? It's all engaged. But it all goes back to what you were saying earlier of you have to find or be willing to bring in a partner who understands how you were single.
For sure.
Because even when you get in a relationship, you're still you.
Yeah, you still you.
Like things change, but it doesn't mean that you as a person on both sides have to change completely. So it's like, don't just lose all your habits. So you shouldn't have to lose all your habits. Right. Just because you're with somebody. You got to find somebody who can meet you where you are.
Because the core of who you are is still there. Whether you're married, engaged, single, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So
if I kicked it when I'm single, shoot, we gonna kick it together. Right. But I'm still gonna kick it with my friends too.
So
let's play.
If you met me post-pandemic, with a snatched outfit and a bad pair of shoes, I had to buy them.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Money.
So don't ask me why is another Aldo box coming to the house.
You met me at Aldo.
Right. This is what was going on. I said, why are these bundles coming to the house? You met me with these bundles. You were playing with me.
This is what attracted you to me is the bundle.
Clearly.
Is this another Ulta box? Was the face not beat when you met? But I think it's similar for us as single women, but I think because I don't give no fucks, it doesn't, like, you can ask me
whatever you want to.
What you want. And I'm not going to feel any way about it. Like, you bought you some more makeup? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Insert silence.
You want to see it?
I'll even tell you, like, babe, didn't you just buy a makeup palette last week? Yes, but that was shimmer. This one was matte. That was warm tone. This was cool.
This was earth colors.
You sound like me just yesterday. I was in the store in Ulta buying stuff, found a new little brand I like. And I went to Walmart and so I got home, poured everything. I'm like, I think I almost bought 2 of everything. And I was in my mind, it was certain shit I thought I already had, but I was like, I'm gonna use it. So
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna get put,
Yeah, I think that we can't shame people on how they spend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's huge.
And then once you get there, that's a whole other conversation. But like me and my childhood sweetheart, probably the most significant relationship that I've had, we would bump heads on things because the things he wanted to spend money on were shoes, rims. I swear he got a new set of rims I'm like, you just got rims last year.
Yeah, why do you need new ones?
He's like, me and my car need new
They like
shoes.
Look, not me and my car need new shoes.
Me and my car need new shoes. But we were talking about getting married, something we did not need to do, thank God. But I was like, this is the ring I want. He was like, why it gotta be a diamond? Why it gotta be this? You want too much.
What?
You materialistic. I'm just as materialistic as you.
Are.
We are both materialistic. You just value materials that are different from the ones that I value.
Right. Let's be clear.
And I think people have to understand that, like, it's fine if I buy the same things you do, or if I like the same things you do. Like, it's cool when we go out to eat and we both get a nice little meal.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool when we going on a trip and we both, spend on a nice hotel. But if I want to buy some prestige makeup from Sephora, you don't get that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, me splurging and doing something nice for myself is a problem.
Look, same script, different cast. Like, quit playing with me.
Also, shout out to just the vocal giants.
To Deborah and Whitney. Let's be clear. So look, we want to talk. You mentioned shame, so I want to dive into that a little bit. Why do you all think there is so much shame attached to having conversations around money? Or why don't people want to talk about money? Call on me. Go ahead.
Pick me. I think it's because the short answer is white supremacy. The short answer is white supremacy, and because there's a huge wealth gap between white people and other groups of color in this country, specifically Black people.
Okay.
We tend to have less means.
Okay.
We tend to be less financially stable, not because we don't have the capacity to manage our finances, just because we have access to less capital.
Right.
But because white supremacy is in everything and we internalize whiteness as rightness.
Yeah.
And then we need to have this credit score. We need to have this much money in the bank. And we don't consider the circumstances of the people around us. And so we shame people. And I've heard people say things like, I won't date somebody with bad credit. You know how easy it is for your credit to get messed up? You know
heartbeat.
Do you know how long your credit stays messed up even after you start doing things right?
Yeah.
I jacked my credit up freshman year.
Yeah.
They gave me a credit card, $1,500 on it. And in my head, I I got $1,500 extra dollars.
Yeah. Didn't
think, like, your little ass got to pay this shit
right.
later. We'll figure that later.
Yeah.
Don't give an 18-year-old access to $1,500. We're impulsive. We're just going to buy shit.
Right.
And my credit was really jacked up for a long time. Like, my credit score was really low.
Yeah.
Because that stays with you for such a long amount of time. And I didn't get financially stable until like my first or second year of grad school.
Yeah.
So I'm 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
I bought my house. No, not last year. 2019. I bought the house. Everything run together now.
Right. Go.
That Rona.
2020.
That Rona
just blurs
you up. But it took me to that point to get my credit to a space where I was in a good place.
Yeah.
And had saved enough money to be able to buy a house.
Right.
And so I think because we've internalized what white people do and what they have access to and what they've been able to accomplish for generations, it's like, oh, we should be able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we shame each other about low credit scores. We shame each other about not having 6 months of an emergency fund, even though America is broke. She has no money.
She's set up to tell y'all.
Yeah.
America ain't got no money.
Lean in for that.
Right.
America put a fake Gucci belt on layaway, and we saw that because they had to bail out all these other huge companies last year.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be shamed because I don't got 6 months worth of income in my savings account. Fuck y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
Disrespectfully too.
Not respectfully.
So not respectfully. So like we shame each other because we don't have what people who have had more opportunity have. And I think if we are more gracious and more understanding, we can have more honest conversations. Like people don't show you their credit score because you shame them.
Yeah.
like, or society has shamed them. So even if they trust you and love you, they don't feel comfortable.
And even with that, like you run into people. I was talking to a friend about this who, not that you have to walk around telling people how much money you make, but me and him have a good relationship. So like he always just tries to apply pressure on me to have these real conversations or whatever. So he's like, Shayna, how much money you make? I'm like, so I told him like, shit. He like, we make around the same amount. Like, or like you don't make, even though I don't feel like I make like 10,000 a year or something, it's just like, even in that moment, the uncomfortableness. I'm like, why do you want to know this? But he didn't want to know it for any real reason other than just to fuck with me. That's literally why he wanted me to do it. Just to make me uncomfortable is what he wanted to do. But it's crazy that, when you do encounter people where people are like afraid, even if it's an intimate relationship, to say how much they make because they're afraid maybe it's not enough, or maybe they gonna think some way, or maybe I should be making more, or internally we feel like we should be making more, or I should be doing more, this and that. So it's just so many things are so fear-based. So my thing is like, how the hell, along, like you said, the white supremacy, white America has fucked so many things in our head. And then we have our own trauma around money. How do we move past that where people can start to be comfortable? How do y'all think, like, to be comfortable to have these kinds of conversations?
Ooh, child.
Like you don't got the answer, Sway.
I have an answer. I have what I decided was my answer.
Okay, what's your answer? I'm gonna ask everybody their own answer.
Right. So my answer is we have to have people who are willing to destigmatize and try to eliminate shame.
Okay.
And I do that by telling people, raise your hand if your credit been jacked up. And my hand is the first one to go up. You know what I mean? Raise your hand if you don't have 6 months worth of emergency savings in your bank account. Raise your hand. They're like, hey, y'all, the people that are telling us to do these things don't even have it themselves.
Yeah.
Like they call them the 1% for a reason. But boo, like it's not most of us.
Yeah, you're right, the 1%.
Like, so we have to be honest about that. And I think if we create space where people don't feel like they have to be ashamed, then it gives opportunity for people to share their story. And that's been true for me in all kinds of things. Like I've survived sexual violence before, and there are people who have stories that they haven't been able to share with anybody.
Yeah.
The amount of people who be like, I only said this to you because of what you said.
Yeah.
But it's liberating.
You made it a safe space.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We got to create safe spaces for people to feel like, my money it is funny. Like it ain't even a giggle. Like it's even just comedy show. Right. It's a straight up comedy.
It's comic view out here. So I think even
like, I'm not broke. I'm shattered.
He be like, little known fact, my credit report is the 15th. Okay. We just gotta make space for it.
I think that I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I feel like within these relationships, like it's not even like a bigger picture. It's like you and your partner gotta make space and make it okay to talk about these things with one another, even if you're not talking to nobody else about them. Because I think if not, because I've dealt with people that pretending like they had more money than they really had. When all the smoke hit the fan, it's like, nigga, you really broke, But it's okay. I kept that to myself. I just observed and I left quietly because you was out here lying anyway.
Which is the bigger issue.
Yeah, that's
the big.
That person needed to go through their own stuff. I wasn't gonna stay there to help them, but they needed to deal with why they thought it was okay to lie about certain things and stuff like that. That's their own trauma. But I think people have to be able to say, okay, if me and my partner gonna be real about money, I gotta talk about, what you make, what I make, what's this look like, what we gonna be doing, and just being completely open and honest about it. Because that's, I think, the biggest struggle, the honesty piece.
Because in reality, if you can't talk about that, then good Lord, what else can't you talk about?
Right.
It's some other shit that's brewing.
So yeah, it's like that and that's a bigger issue to, take that in consideration. Is this the right person for me? If you can tell it to your girlfriend, because that's the policy that I have. If some of my best friends know something, then there's come on now.
Yeah,
your
I gotta tell my partner.
I gotta be able to share that. Yeah. Like that. That's just it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like you said. I think safe spaces.
For sure.
That's something that I'm guilty of all the time. Of somebody will tell me something. I'm like, you know what? The same thing happened to me. And sometimes people are like, all right, cool. This is about me right now. But it does help create that safe space where people feel like, okay, well, I can relate to you.
Yeah.
And I can talk about that. So I think that's important, is just normalizing conversations. It's okay. Like, you don't have to be perfect, and we're going to get there together. Yeah. Or as close to it. What our version of perfect is.
Yeah, right. I agree. Did you want to add to that?
I literally was just in a space, or am in a space in this season of my life where typically I've been the person who's made the most money, and I'm talking to people who make more money than me.
Yeah. It feels good for me. I don't know, other women don't like that, but I like that shit.
I personally enjoy it, right? Because, my grandma, she was married, her husband did everything. Her money was to take care of the house, take care of the kids, and anything that he needed, but he took care of everything else, know? So I'm interested in having someone to do that for me, know, because I've never been there. I've always lived in a roommate type situation with a spouse. But I just had my first honest conversation last week because I felt insecure in a space where I was in a room where people were talking about, like, I got $7 million in my account, and my spouse and my wife, I'm like, $7 million. Like,
right.
Wait a minute.
Look.
Well, that's nice. I don't even know how to spell million at this point, right?
Is it 3 L's or 4?
Right. So it put me in a place where, this young man, I was just like, do I even fit in your space? Like, should I even be in your
Men don't want much, girl. They just want you to be nice.
But I'm just saying, like, it really had me in those moments of like, can I have a conversation with this human? Because I don't make $7 million and I don't have seven. I've never seen. I hope to see it one day, but
right. But I ain't got it right now.
I ain't got it right now.
Like, I'm a millionaire. I just ain't got all my money yet.
It just ain't came in. Yeah. It ain't been deposited.
The way my checking is savings
set up, all of that. So it brought me to this place that I've never been at, where I'm like, damn, like, is this the time to have this money talk?
But how did that go with that person? Were y'all able to continue to communicate?
Yes. It was fun because, like, for me, it's like, I'm not a clout chaser. I don't care about brands. I don't care about none of that type of shit, So it didn't impress me that the other person that, they were with had that type of money, but it just put me again in one of those places where what you said, like, am I not doing enough? Do I need to do more? And I had to, like, really check myself. Like, if this human wants to be around you and enjoys your company, knows that you don't care what they have, and if you care if they had 2 quarters to rub together,
right.
We know what
you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's one of those things where it had to be a safe space for me to have that conversation because I was in my head the whole time, like, I have to have this conversation with this person because if I
they know damn well you ain't had $7 million in your account too.
That's the thing. We
expect me to, right?
They damn sure didn't expect you.
They never expect you to have no damn my dumb ass in my head. Like, I don't think I fit here. I don't belong here.
But that's authentic, though, right?
Just have a conversation.
But that's the funny thing too, because I think Shannon's absolutely right. Like, this man didn't expect you.
But in my head,
not at all. He was not expecting that.
Like, I need to be the equal. I need to. He's here, and I need to get here.
He knew what it was.
I ain't got
$7 million.
He knew exactly what it was.
Friends.
And I'm not saying his friends don't have that money. I hope they do. But folks also be lying.
For sure.
Oh my God. The lies that people tell are so real.
That's why the truth is the strongest ground to stand on. I tell people all the time, I want a child, I want to adopt, but since I'm still stimulus check eligible, I can't afford a child right now.
I cannot stand her.
You said one of my friends told me having a kid. She was like, what is gonna eat?
Look, I need more money.
Diapers do not buy themselves.
It's expensive, man.
And I'm trying to stay out of jail. I can't steal them. So,
Look, I ain't trying to go back to that lifestyle where I'm trying to rob Peter.
PayPal, no time for it. So tell us this, since Mika was talking about having that conversation with that person because she was delusional and thought that she should have $7 million. So I asked, should conversations about money, do y'all think be had sooner than later? Like, pretty much how in depth do you get talking about money, like before an engagement?
As deep as you need it to be comfortable. I think that is different for everybody. I am let's put all 52 cards on the table type of person.
Okay.
Granted, I'm not showing you my credit report on the first date.
Right.
But if we've been consistently dating for a few weeks, let's have a conversation about money. Like, just in general, like, how comfortable do you feel with money? Like, what are your financial goals?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to always be show me all your Carfax.
Right.
But before you put a ring on my finger, the things that could break down a relationship, we need to have conversations about.
Yep.
We need to
all of them.
We need to talk about money. We need to talk about faith.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about how we discipline our children because I am not going to physically discipline mine.
Right.
And I need a partner who is on board with that.
I might trip them, but
little thump.
Yeah, you see, yeah. I might push you down.
I might flex on that little
right.
But like we need to talk about sex.
Yeah. Ooh.
We need to talk about the things that, like, the reasons that I've seen couples who are on the verge of breaking up.
Yeah.
is because these conversations weren't had.
Yep.
How in the hell do you know if you want to spend the rest of your life with me if you don't know what I need sexually? If you don't know how I manage my money? If you don't know how I feel about parenting? We can't even think about getting
Not
engaged.
At all.
We
Not
don't know
at
enough
all.
about each other.
Not
you
at
can't
all.
even have the conversation. You gotta be able to have the conversation.
That's why I said every episode, our underlying Mississippi River through every conversation is communication.
That's it.
And that's what so many people lack. But all those things you just said is stuff that people don't talk about, and money being one of them. We see a person's lifestyle to some extent. And when I say see, it means like we may see a house or a car, we may see something on social media, and we assume.
Because people be lying.
When I put Instagram the other day, how do we normalize honesty? Because niggas be lying. Like, so.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, the days in.
That's what it is.
I-N-N, days in.
So it's the thing about it is the reason why people don't have these conversations is because they have a fear that once they do it, they'll realize they're not compatible, and the relationship will end. But boo, come here, come closer, it's just me and you. They're not even here. I am the captain now. If it needs to end, then it needs to end because you trying to preserve it when it's not compatible. It doesn't change the inevitable that the relationship will end because financially you're on different pages, sexually you're on different pages, spiritually you're on different pages. So do you want it to hurt now or you want it to hurt later?
Yes. Baby, let me tell you something. I ran into somebody that when it comes to the sexual part, that I had a nigga that told me that, well, I done had sex with a whole lot of women in my life. So
ain't none of them bitches
I'm not really concerned too much with having sex right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, where them bitches at?
Okay, go find them.
Go be with them bitches.
Find them.
But it was like a continuous conversation that would come up because I would say like, I'm not a nympho by any means, but sex is important to me.
Right.
And I'm like, this is just not happening regularly enough. Yeah. So I'm like, what are we doing? So if this is your reasoning, and then it was some other bullshit that was sprinkled in there.
There's always a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I was just like, this is not it. So it just goes to say to just everything to echo everything that you just talked about. You know, I am a communicator and I'm learning to communicate more. So I brought that up often. I'm sure he was fucking annoyed by it, but I didn't care. It was something that was important to me. And it was clear, like, you aren't going to change this behavior. And I definitely can't make you. I'm definitely not going to rape you. I definitely don't want to. So it's like, what are we going to do? But then, you know, hindsight being 2020, you look back, this is a person that didn't want to communicate about a lot of things. Only things that they felt like were important to them. If it was important to them, they want to talk about it. If it's important to me, but it's not enough important, does not have enough importance to them, then it's a moot point. Irrelevant. Yeah. So you can't function in life like that with nobody. Right. And especially with money, because money is a tangible thing. Like you could lie about a lot of things in life for a long time. But money, you only can lie so long because you're going to run out.
It's going to show up.
For sure. Yeah. So you can lie about how long your dick is till I see it.
That's it though.
That's about it.
That's a great analogy though. Because you can tell me you got BDE all day long, but when the pants drop,
this right here is a panty drop.
Nah, this is a panty picker upper.
Right.
So I can get up and go.
You got the bounty of dicks, my nigga.
Shut up.
I'm straight.
Quicker picker upper in this hole. Let me just put my drawers back on. It's all right.
I'm dead. So I would ask, what about like financial red flags? You know, we talked about it like a lot about, you know, people staying or leaving when it comes to money, what the communication has to look like. But what do y'all think are some financial red flags that stand out to you when it comes to like the money talking?
I'd say red flags for me is just basic. You don't know how to balance a checkbook. That's baffling to me because like that the project manager, the planning in me, I'm that budget, and a lot of that I got that from my dad. You know, like I have the spreadsheet for, I know when my money comes in, I know how much I'm going to spend on my fun budget for the nails and the hair and the cocktails and all that stuff, and what goes to the bills that I'm responsible for, all that jazz. If you can't do that, if you constantly have the $35 NSF fee all the time, that's a red flag to me. Yeah. Because that means if you can't budget your own, when ours becomes ours, how you gonna budget mine too?
I agree because I think that I'm the same. I sit down with my Excel sheet. I got my checkbook registered like the little old lady. And I budget myself to zero every month because I will have financial anxiety. When I was in therapy many moons ago, we used to talk about that. And I wasn't even struggling with money at the time, but it was certain things I found like around the holidays, we tend to, not just for gift giving, but a lot of times I would travel and have all this stuff going on where about the holidays, say between October and December, on travel and other things, I would end up spending about $1,000. I was okay with that. But what we uncovered was that what I needed to do was to write it out to know exactly where that money was going. Because what would happen is I would spend all that money and in January, I would have all this anxiety. Like, what the fuck did I spend this $1,000?
Right.
Versus if I budgeted out for the holidays, that last quarter to know, and then sometimes just take it out of my account so I would have it cash, it made my anxiety go away. And it's the same way now. Like I get paid on, was it 15 and 30, whatever it is. And I do my budget, each week. And if I go, like, if it's like the 18th and I haven't done my budget, that shit is like in the back of my mind worrying me.
Like I'm spending.
Like, I'm spending, but I don't know exactly what I'm spending, what's going on. Have I wrote down? Have I thought about whose birthday, who graduation is? So I have to stay on top of it. So yeah, I think that's a red flag. You have somebody that's doesn't know how to do it or is not willing to learn.
And I think that goes back to your point earlier about not shaming. Let it be a red flag. But if this is the person that you're really going to be with, then don't shame them. Work with them. Okay. Yeah. Budgeting is not good for you. If you're willing to learn, I can show you. Or if not, then that's going to be what I do.
Yeah, this is going to be my area.
This is going to be my area where I'm going to be the one that makes sure that, all right, these bills are paid. If you're responsible for the mortgage, all right, you send that to me and then I'll be the one that does all that. So, not necessarily shaming it, but if it's going to be, red flags can be two different things. Red flags can be, all right, this is for me to pack my shit and run. Yeah. Or this is let's have a conversation and let's work through it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have to be able to use those tools and understand that, it's almost like when they say gender roles. Well, how about, I'm just better at this than you are. You're good at some stuff. I'm good at some stuff. And this is what I'm going to do. So I definitely like that one. Shemika, what would you say?
I think that's exactly where I was. Right? Okay. Like I was the person in the relationship that did all the budgeting and the financial stuff. So at this point in my singleness, I need somebody to come and do that for me.
Okay. Because is it just because you just don't want to anymore? You tired of it?
I'm tired.
Over it.
I really am. Okay. And I didn't think you could ever be tired of like budgeting and
You
organization.
get tired of a lot of things.
For so many years of doing that, and then so many years of trying to get myself out of that bad credit space, I'm just tired. And I just don't want to do it.
Sound like you need to talk to
I need Mia to be my.
No, she need to tell you who her financial planner is. Y'all need to get to that's what it sounds like to me.
Don't worry, I thought about it. I had a whole lot of things.
She like, girl, we talking
taking it.
My red flag. So I agree with Mia wholeheartedly. Like some people just are not very good at things, right?
Right.
And we accept those things. Like, my ex was not a great cook. He tried to because he was like, I want to cook for you. It's so sweet, baby. Can you order something for me?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
And we'll be okay with that. Like you don't cook. I'm not finna cook all these meals. We might have to do something different. Right. Some cold cuts and some cereal or something. But like let that be okay. Right. And work with what you got. Right. My biggest red flag, because it's a sign of projection of insecurities. We all have insecurities. My issue is when people project their insecurities onto me. When you make too many comments about how and when and where I spend my money.
Okay. Tell us more.
That's my red flag. And it kind of goes back to the thing with my ex. He was like, why are you buying this? Why are you doing this? Why you won't get this?
You're questioning me a lot.
And it's like, why you care?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you think I should be doing X, Y, Z with my money. You think I should be buying this. You think I should be saving here. You think I should be paying for whatever.
He has an idea of what everything should look like.
Don't shit on me. You can shit on yourself. You can shit on yourself, but don't shit on me.
Yeah.
And so that, and not just the projection of insecurities, but not receiving correction when I tell you, hey, feels like you're projecting right now.
Right.
And people always try to dismiss what I say because like, oh, you being a therapist.
No, being a human.
Even if I am, listen to me then.
Right. It's like, and I'm licensed to do this.
I'm a professional.
Right.
I was trained to understand human behavior. You should listen to me.
Right.
So it's when I tell you, hey, I don't like when you make all these comments about how I spend my money and you still don't listen, that's the red flag that tells me that I got to be out. But that's the main thing for me, because I don't expect anybody to be perfect at everything. I do think adults should be able to take care of themselves. And so even if you ain't got no money in your savings, but at the end of the month, all your bills paid and you're not in the negative, that's a good enough start for me.
Yeah, it definitely is a starting place. What do you all think about people if you meet, say somebody, I'm just going to say like 30 plus, and they like don't have a car and they like live with somebody?
No, I'm fine.
I'm just playing.
No,
like,
be honest.
No,
be honest.
Seriously, like initially, like
no, and no shame if that is a thing for you too. Like,
no, seriously, I'm all about perspectives, right? So initially, my first response, like, that's the problem. Why are you still living with somebody? Why you ain't got no car, right?
You
However, if you have
playing.
a situation where you've had all these things before, but you're working towards something else, right? So I'm gonna live with my sister.
You just gave like a perfect scenario.
You know what I'm saying? There are situations like that.
But let's not go to that. Wait, I'm gonna take that. Let's not go to the perfect scenario. That's like the perfect storm. You fell on hard times. That's why you there. That's completely
I'm not even thinking about hard times. I'm thinking like, you know what I'm saying? I want to start a business and, you know, I have all these other things going on. If I get rid of this $2,000 mortgage for 6 months and I can do this, that, and the third, and then I can go buy my house.
But then I got to believe in your potential.
You're planning, right?
And I don't believe in
for me,
no, that's not potential. What she's saying, I don't think it's potential.
Okay.
That's a working plan.
Okay. But how many niggas you met doing that?
Well,
hold her hand.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Bring it to the altar.
No. I need you because, you know what I'm saying? I've dated potential before, so I'm not trying to go back to dating potential. I need you to come with what I bring to the table. I need you to come there or better.
Yeah.
Right? We got to be equally yoked. I need you to bring what I got or more.
So say you meet a guy. I'm going to give you the scenario of real life America.
Can I give a disclaimer?
Right.
Shane about to give the raggediest.
I am not.
You always give the raggediest.
Like, this is what I actually heard.
Right.
She gonna get a raggedy.
No, I'm gonna give y'all a scenario that I fucking dealt with.
Oh God,
okay, let's do it.
Somebody moved to Nashville from another city in Tennessee.
Okay.
And they was living with their sister when they got there because they was new to the city.
Okay.
And they, eventually got a job that they didn't like. So they just decided that they was gonna quit the job because they was gonna go become something. Y'all seen that meme on Instagram? They had a list of like fuckboy jobs.
Yeah,
we gonna just pick one. Say it was a personal trainer.
Package handler.
Yeah. So this person wanted to become a personal trainer. So they quit their job.
Okay.
No clients. Okay. People want to lose weight every day. It's a huge market for it, but you know how that fluctuates. 1 week I want to lose weight, 1 week I don't.
Exactly.
No clients. I'm gonna go into this building and get a lease. No job. No clients. And then my car get repossessed.
Okay.
So I ain't got no job. I'm hoping for clients. I don't have no car.
And I live with my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just bad.
I can't do it.
That's just bad.
I can't do it.
Don't do it.
This is the thing. You do you. I just cannot
do it. If you figure it out, come back. And if I'm here, maybe.
Don't come back.
But no.
No. So to me, that's just bad planning.
That's horrible planning.
And like
horrible.
That's why they.
So that goes back to a red flag. This nigga's a bad planner.
Right. Yeah, I can't. Badly plan your life.
You were damn sure fuck my mind.
Because if you got fired and you're like, this is my time to start my personal training, I still don't think you should sign no lease.
Yeah. Right. For no building. Because you don't have no income. You have no clients.
Do you even work out?
Are you certified? Are you a certified trainer, sir?
Right. Are you in shape? That's what.
It's a lot of questions that need answers. A lot of questions I didn't ask. It's a lot of questions I didn't ask. Ask me how I know about this. That was all. I ain't saying nothing. Okay, go on.
So back to your original question. Not having a car isn't necessarily a red flag for me because you have a car note, you have car insurance, you have car maintenance, and you may have decided that you don't want to deal with all that shit.
Right.
We've been in the pancetta for almost a year.
You in this pancetta.
I hate the pancetta. And you decide, you know what? I'm gonna sell this car back to the company where I bought it.
But that's like manslaughter. When it's involuntary and voluntary, it's both terrible. So you do that, you gotta fuck your friend up.
Sell it. Like if you
sell it. Okay. I thought you said just take it back.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Some people sell it back or they sell it to somebody
else.
Yeah,
I got you.
So you don't have to deal with that. And like if you haven't been driving anywhere, like I've driven very few places.
Right, with COVID, yeah.
With COVID. So like that's a whole bunch of money that you could have been saving. Mm-hmm. Also,
and that's a realistic scenario.
Yeah. And in Nashville, it's so fucking expensive. Most of the young professionals I know have some sort of part-time job. So in order to have like a nice quality of life where you're not spending all of your money on expenses, you have a roommate. Like I had a roommate up until last year and it was great. Like we were splitting my $1,000 mortgage, and we were putting I had money to travel, I had money to shop, I had money to do things, and we lived together and it was harmonious.
Yeah.
But it was better for us. Like, could I have paid them? I mean, I'm paying the mortgage by myself right now, and I'm also not going anywhere. So
right.
Not losing a whole
Balances
ton of money.
out.
But when the parallelogram is over, I'm gonna get a different roommate because I want to go back to being able to spend a little more freely.
But that's a different situation. I think both of those are very realistic. I don't see anything wrong with that. Say if you do have some, it's like the circumstances, like of why you're here. Is this by choice or this by force?
Right.
Did your bad budgeting or bad planning or lack thereof period to just be out here 35 living on the edge? And then you think like, I don't understand when people are broke, how they even want to have sex. Like my pussy go dry. Like I'm not thinking about having sex. Like you have people like they homeless and pregnant. Yeah, you like homeless and pregnant. How'd that happen? Or niggas that's like
me,
you
I
know,
need food.
Yeah, you living from pillar to post. You're not in a roommate situation because you chose to be there. You there because you ain't got nowhere else to go. But then you done got May pregnant.
You just gotta know your priorities, right? You don't have time to date. You ain't got no
money. Not at all.
I mean, or pull out. And if you need help with figuring that out, watch Bridgerton. Because Homie will teach you how to dismantle. Like, sex is a natural stress reliever, so I get why people in stressful situations default to sex. This is true. Also, sex is free.
This is true.
Sex can be free.
Sex can be free. It can be free.
You know, and so that's a natural way to relieve your stress. You don't have to invest anything into it. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So I get it. But like, if you know you already between a rock and a homeless place, I need you to pull out. Okay.
I don't need to have sex with you because what could potentially come from us having sex, I need you to be able to take care of.
Yeah.
So I can't fuck no broke nigga. I need you to have some money.
Yeah. So I think the red flags,
something happen.
Yeah, in case the red flags, be if they are broke, in case something happens. It's just the circumstances surrounding it.
Sure.
I think not being able to budget, not being open to it, not being somebody that wants to plan for the future. You ask them, even I ain't a fan of always asking for a 5-year plan because shit, the way the world's set up, we don't know if we're gonna be here in 5 years.
Right.
But if you're saying what you doing in the next 3 months, so we can kind of know what it's looking like. I think also just paying attention to their habits and things that they have or don't have. And like you said, not having a car ain't necessarily like you gotta go, but you gotta pay attention to where are they living? What's the circumstance? If they don't have a car, what's going on there? Again, communication. You have to ask questions. And then when people give you answers that may be adverse or shit that's like, this is a red flag, don't go in trying to fix them.
Right.
Well, I got a car. I can help you with that. My brother can hire you up. Don't.
That's not your job.
That's not your job. I always tell motherfuckers that I don't ever want to be the person to introduce a nigga to nothing for the first time. So I don't want to be the person that gets you your first car. I don't want to be the person to take you on your first trip. I don't want to be... Do it with somebody else. Get the shit out your system,
Break your virginity with somebody else.
Yeah, break it with pop that cherry with somebody else.
Exactly.
So, I ain't got time for it. So on that note, we will be right back with the Living Single segment.
This now brings us to the Living Single segment of the podcast. It's simply a segment where we want to send you good vibes, good energy, and give good advice on any questions that you may have about being single, dating, or relationships. Remember, nothing is off limits. So, welcome to the Living Single segment of the show, and let's get into it.
And now this brings us to the Living Single segment of the show. In this segment, we answer a question that has been asked of us about relationships, and we advise the listener of how to proceed. So today's question is from our Facebook page, and it reads, I'm going to get straight to the point. I love my woman, I really do, but she is so clingy. I cannot go anywhere without her. I work from home, so she wants to stay on the phone with me all day while she is at work, and she does not value me time or alone time. I just need to know what I need to do in order for her to give me some space. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I did get caught cheating twice in 2020, but I blame the pandemic. It ends right there.
Bruh.
I wish I'm looking forward to when we do visual podcasts so y'all can see my face right now.
You're trifling. The type of brother.
As someone who is, I literally, I think I have a problem because I go out of my way not to be a clingy person because I don't like clingy people on me.
Yeah.
But you kind of set yourself up for this one. And although you love your girl, because you emphasize that.
Yeah.
You might not be ready for this relationship.
Not at all.
So you can love people, but just not be ready.
With them.
And you really need to evaluate that.
Yeah.
Because you caused this clinginess. Some people are just naturally clingy, but at this point, I'm blaming you.
It sounds like, it was you. You got caught cheating and she became
not
clingy.
Once, twice.
In a pandemic.
In a pandemic,
your ass cheated in a fucking pandemic. So now you could have brought back multiple viruses, HIV and COVID. Nigga, no, this is your fault. And I agree, you might love her. It doesn't sound like you like her very much.
Right. And don't respect her.
Definitely. And don't respect your relationship.
Not at all.
And don't respect COVID guidelines either.
You're just a rule breaker.
We don't like it.
Yeah. All the way around.
Sorry. You deserve what you get.
Yeah, you deserve what
clean,
you get.
Girl, clean.
Yeah. Or she might need to leave, girl. Leave.
Right. Yes. Because of the thing. Is she on the phone with you all day to make sure you're not laid up with some other woman?
I bet.
You saying you working at home. What are you really doing?
The fact that she got to watch you. So sis, if you're in a situation where I don't know if she's going to listen to this, but if you're in a situation where you got to cling to somebody because you're afraid they're going to cheat again,
right?
Then you need to go elsewhere. Let it go. You need to let it go.
Just part ways. If it's meant to be, it'll happen later on.
If not, he ain't the one for you. Yeah, let's move on. Right. So if you want your question answered via the Living Single segment, please send it in to www.tobesingleornottobe.com, or you can send it to our Instagram or Facebook page at To Be Single or Not To Be. And on that note, we'll be right back with the resolution. So this brings us to the resolution segment of the show. As you guys know, this is the final roundtable discussion where we give our final thoughts on today's topic. So I want to ask you, ladies, what would you say the resolution is to having a healthy and happy relationship with money in your relationship, and making sure that we are not afraid to speak up about it early and often? What is the key, the major key alert?
You kept saying it, the underground river to the whole conversation, communication.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be comfortable of communicating about anything in a relationship, but especially money. And knowing that just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you don't have to keep being yourself.
Right.
Like you need to be comfortable with explaining your money habits while you're single, so that you together, two single people becoming a union, can talk about what your money habits are going to be while you're together. It's just, there's no way around it. You got to feel comfortable talking with somebody. And frankly, you shouldn't want to be with anybody that you don't feel comfortable talking about. Because like you said, like, do you like that person?
Yeah.
Like,
he don't like her.
But you don't like her though. Like people that I like being around, I'm going to talk to.
Yeah.
So, that's huge. You have to be able to communicate it. And like I said, don't falter, you just hold steadfast, have the conversations. And if it's meant to be, then,
it's going to be.
It'll be.
If it ain't, it ain't.
All of that. And then not only do you have to go there, but you have to be able to create a space that allows other people to feel comfortable going there with you.
Yeah.
Right. And so like have a desire for what you want out of that person as a partner in finance and in life. But don't have an expectation. Don't be like, well, you got good credit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ask, so what is your credit like?
Yeah.
Create a space to where any answer is okay, because what you want is the truth.
Yeah.
When we pigeonhole people into giving us the answer that we would feel most comfortable with, we create situations where people feel led to lie.
Yeah.
And we're not responsible for people being dishonest, but let's create a space where we eliminate some of those barriers.
Yeah. I love it. Creating a space where we eliminate some of those barriers. And on that note, this was an awesome conversation. So give yourselves a round of applause. You ladies have been amazing. I know the listeners are absolutely going to take some gems from it. So before we go again, Casanora, tell the listeners where they can find your blog. What's the website?
Controversialcast.com. I'm also controversialcast on the Instagram. So follow me there.
Yes, ma'am. So your opinions are always valued and appreciated, of course. And on that note, we'll be right back with the Montana Minute. And now this brings us to the Montana Minute. The first thing, remember that while money is very important to just overall survival in the world, don't allow it to be the ruler of your relationships. You need it, but you need your relationship to last more. The next thing, don't ignore red flags when it comes to a potential partner in regards to how they use their money, how they manage their money, or with an actual partner if the money conversations you had while dating do not match what you are seeing while partnered. Speak up, please. And the last thing, know what kind of conversations to have around money early on and act on them. Don't assume that if you're financially savvy that your partner automatically is as well. Again, speak up early and often. So, Be sure that you are subscribed to our newsletter, which you can do on our website, and be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if that's where you listen to our show. Now, I leave you to decide, to be single or not to be. That is the final question. Signing off, yours truly, Shanna Montana.